Yo guys, what's up? So we got the Honda Accord and it's all done. We're gonna let the car sit out in the sun. So now let me just show you guys something. There's a lot of orange peel right here, as you can see, but all that can be wet sand buffed and polished out. I was hoping to get away with this car without having a wet sand buff and polish, but unfortunately I was running low on clear coat. I decided to hit it with a third coat of clear and it started to peel back on me. So mind you, if you have like a little shop or something, I definitely recommend waiting for the following day, like a nice sunny day right now. And that's something that I didn't do. So because I didn't wait until today, I usually like put 2 coats or so, but I decided to go 3 because of the pearl and everything that's in this, to not make any type of simple mistakes. But the car, I think it looks honestly beautiful, especially the front bumper. That came out super nice, and there's like a lot of dry spots too on the edge in the front, but wet sand buff and polish will make this all come right out and it would be just fine. So today I'm gonna be cleaning up the shop, clean everything out of here. Man, it was a hell of a night. I was in here cleaning up, dropping paint all over the place. You can see right there, I dropped paint on the floor. And on top of all that, I mean, I wet everything in here. I don't think it came out too bad. I had some spotlights that I put up in here too, which are pretty bright. So it looked really nice in here last night. I'm honestly surprised how well the job has came out, but also because of the color that I used, it honestly, I've never used a whole gallon of paint, and the only reason I'm telling you guys I had to use a whole gallon, because when I was spraying my first coat, it started to lay down real nice, but it had like a brown tint to it. And with using a gray sealer and gray primer, or light gray I would say, on top of the gray sealer with black paint on top, it was coming out all brown. But once this thing gets wet sand buff and polished, it's more so like all the flake and stuff that's inside the paint, but this whole thing will come back super nice once I get all of the once I get off all of the stuff. I think I'm just gonna rip all this off now, because if I take this off too late, what's gonna happen is it's gonna start pulling back, pulling on my clear coat and stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and rip all this off right now. Moment of truth, guys. Now I recommend anyone who is going to be removing paper and tape, make sure you do it in a timely manner, because what's going to happen is if you decide to take this off after it is sitting in the sun for like 2-3 hours, all this adhesion from the tape is going to get on the trim, and then you'll be sitting here trying to clean it all up. And another thing I want to say, the most satisfying part about painting a car is when you get to remove the tape. Anybody out there that does body work loves to remove the tape. It's just satisfying. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's an auto body fetish or something. All right, so I'm pretty much done. I'm gonna cut this video short. I just wanted to show you guys. It looks really nice to me. Just gonna wet sand buff and polish it. In the later video, I'm gonna show you guys how to wet sand buff and polish a freshly painted car. After the paint cures for about 24 to 48 hours, you should be safe. Other than that, sometimes people like to sand the car down and re-clear it to avoid wet sand buffing and polish, but everyone has their own method. But I'm going to show you guys in the later video how to wet sand, buff, and polish a car without burning through the paint. I always think a lot of times it's easier to burn through the paint if you are dealing with the plastic, because for some reason plastics seem to it seemed like that it breaks more when you apply too much pressure when you're wet sanding, buff, and polishing. If you are using a DA, always be careful with your edges. I recommend blocking the whole car with a wet sand. Some areas you can use a block, like right here, but I usually just use my hand or a scuff pad with a 1000 grit to start out. Then we can get all these little spots out like this. This cloudiness should go away after it gets wet sand nice and flat. Buff, polish. But guys, I'm gonna cut this video short. I got a lot of things I gotta do. Unfortunately, I can't keep recording videos all day. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe now. I appreciate you guys. Follow me on Instagram at Fortaleza Paints, the same as my YouTube channel. And that's pretty much it. Until next time, guys, I'm gonna show you the next video how to wet sand, buff, and polish a freshly painted car.